The Discount, Vampire on a Budget, written by Tony Angelo, narrated by Miss Tammy. Transylvania has had many stories throughout the years. This one is of migration. A young family is forced to leave everything they know and love in hopes of a brighter future. Salvador has come from a long line of proud vampires, and his wife, Genevieve's family, was related to the country's royal family. They met, oddly enough, on vacation in America's heartland as children. The sense of family values there had left an imprint on their lives. Transylvania was much more developed. People would stay to themselves. Even playdates had to be arranged with each other's parents. In America, they fondly remembered children on swings, playing tag, and being allowed to be so much more adventurous. So after they became newlyweds, the economy changed and no jobs were to be found. A move to America seemed necessary. As they came through immigrations, they needed to show employability. Salvador said phlebotomist, and Genevieve listed herself as a wedding planner. These seemed like skills that could be managed in this new world. The first place that welcomed them in was Intercourse, Pennsylvania. The name said it all. Genevieve got a job right away as receptionist of a funeral home. Salvador loved to come by and help out. Salvador was later offered a job too, after the funeral director saw how good he worked with the bodies. This was the break that was needed, and they grew acceptance quickly in their new community. Soon thereafter, this loving couple was offered a home that was in disrepair. Fortunately, everyone seemed helpful by offering supplies and helping with repairs to the home. Salvador did everything he could to let the community know how much he appreciated them. First, help with odd jobs like moving appliances and cutting grass for neighbors. He always seemed available to them in the early evenings and soon established a nickname, the Count. Genevieve was a bit flustered by this depiction of her husband. She felt the nickname offered a negative overtone to their ancestry. Being from Transylvania, she had learned, had its drawbacks. It became more and more frightening to think how this community would respond to a pregnancy. Salvador tried to reassure his wife, saying, "Look at all they have done for us. We have jobs, a home, and acceptance in our community." Do we? Do we really? Then why would they start calling you the Count? Salvador replied, "I thought it was because they have learned to count on me." "Oh, really, Salvador?" she replied. "I think you're being very naive about everything here. We live in a house that is a public eyesore. Every day someone walks up to me and tells me the history of our home. This is not where we have dreamed of being. I want us to sell this stupid home, take the money, and leave this place." Salvador said, "I think you've been too fast to judge our neighbors, but if it makes you happy..." "Salvador," she replied, "we can move." Genevieve gave him a warm embrace. "If we could make it back to America's heartland, maybe we could raise a family." Salvador laughed. "Raising cattle or crops isn't like raising children, but the heartland is our dream." Genevieve softly replied, "Wherever you are, I'm at home, and I've learned to be thankful for what I have. I love you, Salvador. I really do." The end.